Okay. So we have a visitor who has disappeared. No, he's not. We have with us this afternoon Nick Georgiadis from Christian Aid, and Nick is going to address us this afternoon. Delighted to have you with us. Thank you.
Moderator. Good afternoon, and thank you for the privilege of speaking to the General Assembly. Many of you will know that 9th of May this year marked Christian Aid's 80th birthday. The Church of Scotland, and Reverend Doug Lister in particular, were instrumental in the founding of Christian Aid. A story I was so pleased to read in the recent Life and Work publication. In case any of you aren't familiar with that story, Rev Lister was serving as an army chaplain in Germany at the end of the war, when he saw firsthand the suffering of the German people and the refugees in Europe. When the British government was disinclined to offer support because it was too politically difficult, he wrote and asked the Scottish churches, working alongside other churches across Britain and Ireland, war-weary people, still on rations, took on the task of feeding the hungry in Europe, an enormous act of witness. That appeal, the forerunner of Christian Aid Week, raised £80,000, the equivalent of £3 million today. Rev Lister was subsequently minister at both Inverurie and Largo, which I know continue powerfully to heed Jesus' call to love our global neighbour, and have held the Christian Aid Week service with Temwa, one of our colleagues from Malawi, who was able to travel because of your generous support. So I know that the Church of Scotland very much feels like Christian Aid is part of your DNA, and that's lived in your work. You've stood steadfastly alongside us across the years. You've supported our development and humanitarian work. You've amplified many of our advocacy calls and even made them your own. And you've partnered with us to promote Christian Aid's work across the parishes of Scotland. You've continually stressed that we are your agency. In one voice, we've talked about fair trade, gender justice, HIV, tax justice, drop the debt, trade justice, peace building with partners across IOPT. And today, you stand with us against the climate crisis and in the face of acute humanitarian suffering from Gaza to Ukraine, from Myanmar to Sudan. You stand alongside us and alongside the world's poorest. Thank you. This is what true partnership looks like. We go out of our way to work together, to support each other in the work that we do. We're so grateful for the privileged access and unwavering support you give us. We don't take it for granted. I know that even in the faces of changes in the Church of Scotland nationally and locally, we have continued to work together at all levels. We're also extremely grateful for the support of moderators. Huge thanks to the Very Reverend Dr. Shaw Patterson for your support during your moderatorial year. And thank you to this year's moderator, the Right Reverend Rosemary Frew, for your lifelong support for Christian Aid and for committing to promoting us over the course of your moderatorial year, speaking about our work in the churches you visit. To mark the start of your year as the moderator of the General Assembly, one of my wonderful colleagues, Charlie, volunteered her time to make this stole. It's a wearable token of our partnership and the support you've extended to Christian Aid throughout your life and ministry. Moderator, may I present you with this stole now?
Thank you. That's lovely. Thank you.
I know the theme of this year's assembly is extravagant love from Ephesians 3:18. I pray that you, being rooted and established in love, may have power, together with all the Lord's holy people, to grasp how wide and long and high and deep is the love of Christ. One of the things that's most inspiring about our partnership with the Church of Scotland, the church nationally and in parishes around the country that are giving, acting and praying for our work year-round, is their love for and interest in the global church. Here are just some of the things we've done together in the past couple of years. You held a moderator's reception at Holyrood Palace as a chance to thank long-standing organisers, engage with new ministers, and bring key church stakeholders together. We issued several Scottish faith leaders' statements, including a statement on making polluters pay, a joint moderator-archbishop statement ahead of COP28, a joint faith leaders and scientific leaders response to the Scottish Government's decision to withdraw its 2030 climate targets. We've held monthly prayers for peace for the work in Israel and the occupied Palestinian territories, and hosted a roundtable for our church leaders when 4 Middle Eastern partners were over. We are a huge advocate for climate justice, which is perhaps the most urgent issue of our age. You invited us to stand alongside you in the House of Lords conversation on South Sudan, the world's worst and most underreported humanitarian crisis. St. Giles generously hosted Saturday's anniversary service. You're co-hosting 3 General Assembly fringe events with us. You support and amplify our comms, as well as publishing regular articles in Life and Work. Moderators do a fundraising challenge for us each year, as well as writing prayer for us. Who can forget Sally and Fiona's New Year's swim in the North Sea? Rather them than me. The Heart and Soul Swing Band's wonderful concerts for us, and you're a founding partner of our Faith Will Legacy campaign. And through this, you've raised more than £1 million, supporting all our key appeals, from Christian Aid Week to Gaza, from Christmas to our recent Myanmar appeal. This is why coming to speak to the church in Scotland is so inspiring. I'm very fortunate that as part of my job, I get to go and visit the communities we serve and the programs we run together. I can tell you, the support you give is truly transformative. From visiting humanitarian programs in East Africa, to empowering women and children in remote communities by providing access to clean water, to a women's cooperative in Burundi creating sustainable palm oil, to meeting and inspiring Dalit rights campaigners in India. Please don't underestimate the phenomenal difference your support makes. Time and again I hear from communities, it's not just the programmatic help they value. They treasure in their hearts the knowledge that they are not forgotten, that you love them, pray for them, and advocate for them. This love and partnership gives them real hope. It's why we say we are united by hope. So thank you for all you do for Christian Aid and the world's poorest and most marginalised. Please continue in that partnership with us as we seek to eradicate the scandal and injustice of extreme poverty. Thank you.
Nick, thank you. My earliest memory of Christian Aid comes from 1974, just over 50 years ago, when I was in first year at William Wood Junior Secondary School, junior high school, on the south side of Glasgow. And through the school, I took part in a 20-mile sponsored walk for Christian Aid, which from memory began in a church hall in Shawlands. It was a mile to Pollock Country Park. We did 3 6-mile circuits of the park, back to the hall, and then I walked to my granny and grandpa's house another mile along the road for tea. And I look back and I think, that's not bad for a 12-year-old. So I have supported Christian Aid over the years since in different ways. One of the things I was asked to think about when I was nominated as moderator was gifts. I was told that the exchange of gifts throughout the year was a part of being moderator. Now, let me digress just for a moment. If your family is anything like my family, there will be the family WhatsApp group. Probably several family WhatsApp groups with different combinations of members, so you can talk about each other. Annually, there will be the message from one of my kids, "Mum, what do you want for your birthday?" And I'll reply, "I'm not needing anything." And they'll reply, "But we want to give you something." And this discussion will go on and on and on. So the gift that I will be giving throughout my year as moderator is a postcard, with Paul's prayer for the Ephesians on one side, and on the other, a request that if you wish to give the moderator a gift, please make a donation to Christian Aid in this special anniversary year. There are postcards for all of you. Have you got them? Yes? If you haven't, find a steward. I think they'll hand them out. So, my gift to all of you as a wee memento of this General Assembly, and if you want to make a gift, that would be wonderful. My Messy Church in Melrose made you a special card for your 80th birthday. I have to come round because it's a photo opportunity. It's all been rolled up. I'm really sorry. But this is a wonderful anniversary card from Bowden and Melrose Messy Church to celebrate 80 years of Christian Aid. And we will smile for a minute just to get our photos taken. So please, my gift to you. There we go. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And lovely to have you with us.
Thank you.
We're actually jumping to section 21 of the deliverance, just so we can address the section about Christian Aid now. Yeah, you read it out, Fiona. Thank you.
Thank you, moderators. So give thanks for all those who've been raised from poverty and injustice through the work of Christian Aid over 8 decades, and for all those who've been supporters in the Church of Scotland. Encourage congregations to continue to support the work of Christian Aid with international partners and to use Christian Aid resources to participate in the 80th anniversary activities.
There are no requests to speak, maybe because it's coming up as a bit of a surprise. I'll just give you a moment. Anyone wanting to speak? No. I think it's taken as a given. We all give thanks. Oh, here we go. Ross Blackman.
Since I've not stood up on anything else, I might as well stand up on this. Thank you very much, moderator. Ross Blackman, 205. Like you, and like I'm sure many in the General Assembly, we are delighted with the work of Christian Aid. We're delighted with them reaching this milestone year. It was rather than directly through Christian Aid, but through the United Reformed Church, I received a message about the planting of a tree this year, and we were pleased as a congregation to be able to do just that, and paying a wee nod to the idea of poverty and feeding people. We made sure that that was a fruit tree, in the hope that as it grows, hopefully people have an opportunity just to pick some fruit off that and make use of that, and then perhaps many were able to engage with that as well. But yes, certainly I'm sure we'd all like to underline this thanks for this anniversary year. It's great to be able to record it. Thank you.
Thank you. And Russell Barr?
Thank you, moderator. Russell Barr, number 250. As you know, I am the locum at Largo Parish Church. As part of our Christian Aid celebrations and marking the 80th anniversary, we were in touch with Douglas Lister's family. Various generations, none of them lived locally and weren't able to attend any of the events, but asked if there was the opportunity to say how proud they were of their great-grandfather and how pleased they are that his memory continues and his work continues. Moderator, we look forward to welcoming you back to Largo in a few weeks' time.
I look forward to being there. Thank you, Russell. Sally Foster-Fulton.
Sally Foster-Fulton, 210. Briefly, 30-something years ago when I first came to Scotland, I remember walking our brand new daughter for one of her health checks. And it was back in the day that Christian Aid Week had those huge billboards. And I remember walking down towards the clinic and seeing this sign that said, "We believe in life before death." And I thought, now that's something I can get excited about. Thank you all so much from our global partners and neighbors that we work with. You are not supporters, you're partners in this. And as someone with a deep heart for Christian aid, thank you for all your support. And thank you, moderator, for being so generous with your gift.
Thank you. So we turn to approve the deliverance section, the section of the deliverance, section 21. That's approved in the hall and approved online. And again, we thank you very much, Nick, for being with us this afternoon. Very much appreciated.